All constitutional rights invoked, none waived. How you guys doing here? You see the big, beautiful American flag in the back. Today, we are going to talk about some things. Okay, I know I've been away. I took some time away for a minute to, just to have some time away. But there's been a lot of interesting things going on since we last talked. Okay, there's been a lot of interesting things going on since we last talked. There's been a lot I found out, even more. And today, this video is going to be specifically focused on what is justice for us, what does justice look like, and what is it that we want to happen. We will go into those things specifically to address what justice is to us. Okay, it's not just about people going to jail. Okay, it's not about people getting the death penalty. It's not about none of that. It's not about people going to jail, and it's not about people getting a death penalty. But let me explain to you what it is about. It's about people being held accountable, okay? And it's about people, dirt being aired out for everybody to know who they really are, okay? It's also about teaching the other people who think that they can do that or who think that they're going to pull something off like that. It's to show them. Okay, so this thing is about justice. What justice means to us is a combination of a different few things. It's a combination of shame for the people who did this, exploitation to these different tactics that are employed, okay, by these organized government officials, rogue government officials, okay? I don't want to group them all into one category because I don't want the good ones to be mixed in with the bad ones, okay? Because there's good and bad people everywhere in everything. Okay, we understand that. Okay, so we will talk about what needs to happen, who needs to get what should happen with this person or that person, and then what we feel justice is. Okay, so for example, I'm going to start off. I'm going to start this whole thing off by talking about my brother's wife, which her name was Shio Chun Lu. Shio Chun Lu. Shio Chun Lu. So we're going to talk about Shio Chun Lu first. Now, Shio Chun Lu was married to my brother, but I really didn't know her personally. Okay, I don't know too much about her. But what I can say is she was very sneaky, and the first time they were married, she was very, like, when they were together, she was very sneaky. She didn't want to know none of us. She didn't want to know my mother. She didn't want to know any of us. So she don't really know us, even though she was married to Moses for 14 years, we don't know her because she did a very good job at keeping him away and her staying away. Okay, so I want to focus the first few minutes of this video on her because I haven't really talked about her much, and she's probably perplexed, like, oh, he never talks about me, and I'm the one who did a lot of the shit. So the reason why I haven't addressed her specifically is because, even though I know she was a honeypot initially, she is working under the direction of rogue government officials, okay? And we always knew that. And that's why we didn't, attack her and saying all this and saying all that, because, see, she was put in a position to where she had to do what she was told, or else she would be deported, or else she would be fired from her $100-something thousand a year job that the same rogue government officials gave to her. Because they do that. They do give people jobs. And if you don't continue to do like they tell you to do, they'll threaten you to take that job. Okay. They'll give you a job that that they know you're not going to get another one like that. Okay? And you will know that if they threaten you with getting fired, you're not going to make that kind of money anymore because they're going to make sure. Okay? So we understand all of that, but justice to us would be us seeing her go to prison for the rest of her life, and we would want to see her to go to prison for the rest of her life, simply because she participated in a premeditated murder and a premeditated murder cover-up. She had my nieces thinking that my brother died from some heart condition, and they're letting off balloons in the air and thinking that, it was like that. But when they grow up, they're going to see all these videos, and they're going to know that their dad was murdered and that their mom was a part of it. Okay, they're going to know their mom was a part of it. They're going to know their grandmother, which is my mother, was a part of covering it up. Okay, they're going to know that my uncle, Daryl McCormick, was a part of it and a part of covering it up. Okay, all right. So we know a lot. Okay, we know a lot. And we also know at the time he made the phone call and called us and told us that Moses was dead, we also know that Moses was not dead at that time. So Daryl Maceo McCormick, that resides in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, he knew about the premeditated hit. He knew about it because he called me and my other sister, and he told her on speakerphone, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself. I got something to tell you. And she said, what? And I was sitting right next to her like, what is he going to tell her? What is he going to say? Oh, Moses passed away. And the way that he said it, it was so fucking fake. It was just as fake as Shama in that video talk about. And Moses, that was fake as fuck. And I don't care who don't like what I say. That's my motherfucking brother. And I'ma defend his name and his everything until I can't no more. I don't give a damn what we went through. This is thick and thin, and this is unconditional love over this bitch. Okay? All right? So that's the first step towards justice. We will need to see Jenny Liu, Xiaochan Liu, locked up for the rest of her life. Okay? And we would need her to report who she was reporting to, but she has to spend the rest of her life in there. That would be justice, okay? Of course, Renee, Language Bay, Renee. We want her to have life sentence. We want her to have life sentence. That's what justice would be. Okay, that's what justice would be for her. Justice for us would be Maureen O'Connor of the Ohio Supreme Court going to prison for the rest of her life. Okay, why? Because she knew about the death threats that Judge Kim Elena Brown in Columbus, Ohio made on the record in front of the stenographer towards Moses. We took the stenographer record and we filed it with the affidavit to disqualify Judge Kim Brown off of Moses McCormick's divorce. And Maureen O'Connor at the Ohio Supreme Court looked at the affidavit and denied it. Looked at the motion and denied it. And we also have the letter that Kim Brown sent to Maureen O'Connor talking about, I humbly approach you and I just said this and I just said. When you said what you said, you made a death threat. And at the time, we took it as a death threat and we reported it. Okay, we reported it and there was nothing that was done because we already knew all the rigmarole that Moses was going through was all organized crime. This was all organized orders that was handed down due to him being added on the list of a threat to national security for learning all these languages. Who put him on that list? That will also be justice as well. So this is right off the bat what we want. And we don't want any money. We don't want none of that. We want people to be convicted for the rest of their lives. Fuck a civil suit. Okay? Let me say it again. Fuck a civil suit seeking money. We want their lives. We have to have that. We need them lives. Okay? And we gonna get them. We gonna get them. Every last drop. So far we need to see Renee go to jail for the rest of her life. We need to see Maureen O'Connor go to jail for the rest of her life. We need to see Cho-Chun Liu go to jail for the rest of her life. Okay? We need to see Daryl McCormick go to jail for the rest of his life. All right? We need to see Marcel and Fuji. We need to see both of them going to jail for the intentional cover-up, okay? Under the law, with the intent, okay? It was intentional. So it's not like they didn't know what really happened to Moses, because they did. But what they did was they intentionally got online, talked shit about me, and muddied the waters to confuse everybody, thinking that they were going to make a YouTube career and thinking that they were going to get all of these views and going viral and all of this shit. And they can't even get over 300 views. They can't even get over 300 views on a video now. Why? Because people see them for their bullshit. It took the people a while. I was shocked. I was like, what's taking people so long to catch up? Like, why is it taking you so long to catch up with this? Okay, so, that's what justice would look like. And for the Judge Kim Elena Brown, justice would be her going to jail for the rest of her life and being stripped. See, it ain't enough that these people lose their job. We ain't fucking with that. We don't give a damn about that. You gonna lose your freedom and the ability to be with your family. That's what we want them to lose. And they're going to lose it. Because we going to make them lose it. We going to make them lose it. We going to force it. We going to force it. We going to force it. Justice will be served. So beautiful. It's being served so beautiful right now. Yes, it is. So that's what justice would look like. Justice will also look like Kevin. You know who you are. I don't need to say your last name, but Black Kevin from New York, he needs to go to jail for the rest of his life. Okay? He needs to go to jail for the rest of his life. Black Kevin. He knows who he know. He watched these videos. Matthew J. Kern. We're not going to ask for any jail time for Matthew J. Kern. And one might say, well, why you don't want any jail time for Matthew J. Kern? He was in dereliction of his duty. He sat down with you for 2 hours and he heard everything. So why not? It's simply because Matthew J. Kern, he wanted to do his job. But he was told to stand down. He wanted to do it. He wanted to do his job, but he was told to stand down. So we want him. We just want him to give a honest summary of what happened when we sat down with him. That's what we want from him, okay? And whoever accepted the writ of certiorari at the FBI Columbus field office and opened the package and then tried to seal it back up and send it back like, oh, that person don't work here no more. That person specifically, we want them to have life in prison. Okay? The next day mail that was sent to the 6th Circuit in 2018, The next day mail that was sent there, that was held up in the mail and tampered with, we want the ones responsible for tampering with that mail. We want them to have their life in prison. We want them to do life in prison. And attorney Timothy Riedel in Columbus, Ohio, downtown, Timothy Riedel, he will know who that person is that tampered with that mail. He will know. So he's the person to go to interrogate, to see why that mail was held up like that. So we will also want that person that was responsible for that to do life in prison. We also want the Maricopa County medical examiner for falsifying the reports. We want him to do life. We want them to do life in prison. Okay. The police officer that stopped us when we went to Columbus and wrote that ticket, we want him to be tried under 18 U.S.C. 241 and under the RICO law, and we want him to have life in prison, okay? Since he thought that shit was funny. And them other two cops that they sent on the scene that was playing with their hair and laughing and saying, oh, we heard y'all was coming and we did all this. We want them two to get life in prison too, all right? We also want Judge Algernon Marbley disbarred. And we also want him tried under 18 U.S.C. 241. We want him tried under 18 U.S.C. 241, okay? We want Judge Kim Elena Brown charged under 18 U.S.C. 241 and 242 and under the RICO law, okay? We need that. We respectfully request that. We respectfully demand that, okay? We also respectfully demand, we will be demanding through our ethereal powers, we will be demanding that Magistrate Brian K. Elliott is tried under 18 U.S.C. 241 and 18 U.S.C. 242. We also want to see to it that Stacey Gilbert is put away for the rest of her life. The guardian ad litem, Rosemary Welch, she's one of the ones we really want. We want her put under the jail for the rest of her life and for the rest of her afterlife. Put her under the jail twice, okay? We need that. We're going to need the detective from the forgery department at the Columbus Police Department that was working in the forgery department at that time. We're going to need him tried under 18 U.S.C. 241 and 242. Okay? And we also going to need the motherfuckers that did that with that national security list. We're going to need them to be tried under 18 U.S.C. 241 and 242. And that's just starting off. Okay, that's just the tip. That's just what we know we want up front, and then we want specific legislation with the language of honeypotting in there. We need legislation for honeypotting, okay, and we need legislation for honey trapping. We need legislation for that. Okay, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. So we're gonna need all of that. So all of that is what we know we want right off the bat. Anything less than that is not justice. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep making a mess. We're going to keep fucking shit up. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And we're open to it. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. This is war. Okay? And all constitutional rights invoked, now waived. And we're going to let y'all sit on that. But part 2 of this video is going to be coming out rapidly. But we're going to give y'all this to think about. So, again, all constitutional rights invoked, now waived, and we out of here.